This question involves function generalization in reinforcement learning, and we're operating in a one-dimensional environment of squares, and we're going to consider a state generalization function. That is, a function that takes a state such as this and condenses it into some features to represent that state. And the first function we're going to consider, f, has these features. f1 is the distance from the agent, represented by a, to the goal, represented by g, and f2, the distance from the agent to the closest bad guy, which is represented by a b. So that's the function f, and we want to also consider the function g, which has the same two features, f1 and f2, and adds a third feature, which is the distance of the closest bad guy to the goal. That is the distance from the goal to the bad guy, the minimum of that over all possible bad guys. And now I want you to say which of the states below, these three states, have the same value as the state above, this state, under the functions f and g. And click off the ones that have the same. And then I want you to answer for me. In this world, agents and bad guys can move one square at a time, and the agent tries to get to the goal without encountering bad guys. And for the agent to do that, which is a more useful generalization function to use over these states, f or g? To work out the answer, let's look at the individual features for each of the states. So for this state up here, the values for f1, f2, and f3 would be 2, 1, and 1. That is, the distance from the agent to the goal is 2, the distance to the closest bad guy is 1, and the distance of the bad guy to the goal is 1. Now, this state here also has values 2, 1, and 1. So that would be indistinguishable under either functions f or g. This state here has values 2, 1, and 3. So the 2 and the 1 are the same, so that would be indistinguishable under f, but would be different under g. And this state has values 2, 3, and 1, and the 2 and 3 are different than 2 and 1, so that would be different under either f or g. And now the question, which is a more useful function? The answer is g is more useful, because g can actually distinguish between these two states. In this state, the agent is surrounded by bad guys, so that's a bad situation. In this state, the agent has a clear path to the goal, so that's a good situation. And so you'd want a function that says that those two are different, rather than one that says they're the same, and g says they're different, whereas f says they're the same.